running on the last episode of the hands-on type videos that we're doing, and today I'm going to start disassembling and try to move some of these parts to some better hands. If someone needs a part off of it or whatever, let me know. I've put some of them up on Facebook, the Marketplace, and Model T pages or anything. Anyway, the hood's in pretty good shape. Let me show you that. Found out earlier the 24 and 25 have a dimple there. I sprayed it down with Croil, and it pretty much moves as it should. It's rusted, but it's pretty solid. Then over here I have the driver's side panel with the fake door and part of the cowl. It does have some rust on the bottom, but that is part of the cowl. Then we have the windshield frame and the rest of the cowl. And my plan is to start taking this stuff off today. You see Will's bike down here. He was out here working on it yesterday, and I'm pretty proud of him. He came out here and found the wrenches on his own, and took the chain tensioner off. So anyway, cool deal, the wheel. I hate to take my gas tank off, but I think that's going to be the first thing I have to do. The next thing after getting this thing disassembled is to try to clean up this garage some. I had everything straight before we started working on this. If you're ever using any of these big zip ties like this, they're kind of pricey. Make sure you cut them in this end, not this end. That way you still got some zip ties left over. Just a little way to save some money. Set that outside. This is amazing stuff, by the way, the Croil. Put it up on Facebook asking people if they thought it was good. It's a little bit of an investment. I did find out they sell it locally a little bit cheaper, but this stuff is amazing. Three more to go. Inside the dash. It was a little bit of a booger, and I was struggling to get it by myself. It wasn't that hard. Like I said, trying to do it with this and this and this, and it wasn't really an easy way to get the wrench on that square-headed nut. So anyway, that's off, and today we got the windshield off. Started breaking some other stuff loose, as you saw. How does someone break not one, but two pair of vice grips in one day, taking a doggone firewall off? Nothing else has really fought us on this car. That's how my day's been today. But oh, I do have one thing. All right, since we got the engine running, I went and picked up this piece here. Hope you can see it. It's supposed to be 1.5, and it's a rubber cap. Has a clamp on it. It was actually cheaper to buy this. I think it was $1.99, and the clamp was like, I think it was almost that for the clamp. Anyway, what I'm hoping I can do with this, since we got the engine running, is continue to try to save that engine. I don't really have any plans for it yet, but I don't know. So what I want to do is put this on the water pump. Again, I don't know why there's a water pump on there. I don't know if the radiator was bad or what, or if they just had it and put it on there. Thought it was going to be beneficial or what. But anyway, let's see if this by chance will fit on the water pump, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. All right, it looks like you're a little bit out of view right there, but we'll do the best we can with what we got to work with. And it's a little big. So, all right, let me see what size nut driver that is. All right, it's a 5/16. This is probably going to leak like crazy, but what I'm going to do is try to block this up and clean the block out. Again, I don't expect this to seal 100%, but like I said, it ran good enough, and that thing will bust right off after we finally got it running. I don't know why it took so long to get it running, but it did, as you saw in the previous video. There's no pressure going to be on this, so all right, so it looks pretty good. Again, I don't know why there's a water pump on there, but we know there's crud and everything down in there, so I'm gonna get the shop vac out and see if I can get some of that out first. Back out here, I couldn't leave it unfinished like this. So I took the grinder, I don't know if you can see that or not, put a broken blade on it, put that back in its home. And I just ground on the screws in the column and finally got those out. So I got the dash out. All right, this is a 25. Speedometer. I'm sure that's not factory, but what did it hook up to? There's nothing on the right front, so what did this hook up to? All right, that might go up at the restaurant. That might get painted and go at the restaurant. I don't know. That might have to get ground off too. Tell me if this is a rivet. Tell me if this is a rivet or a screw. This one right here. Is that a rivet or a screw? It's probably going to get ground off. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that today too. I couldn't let that beat me. I want to show you all this grinder real quick. Got the cowl off. So the windshield frame's off, the cowl's off, this side's off. So what it ended up being is that piece on the back of the cowl was just looped around here. It wasn't hooked to it or anything. I didn't know that. I've never taken one of these apart. So now I've got to figure out what's in here. I really don't want to just rip it, just in case someone is desperate enough to need this part. Who knows? It's pretty rusty. All right, it's definitely time to quit for the day. That'll be next. I did spray the headlights down. Try to get those off. Those jokers, I beat on them earlier, as you saw. I think I showed that. They just won't come off. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I'm not sure if I care about it or not, but I would like to save the fenders and just get it tore down a little bit more. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. All right, another day. Brought some more white vinegar home. I didn't see any leaks down there yet, so I guess it's working. I have no idea what the capacity is, but I had a gallon available, so that's what I brought. Who thinks this is going to work? And if it does work, how many times do you think we need to do it? Or do you need to think? Or do you think we need to buy a different chemical, such as the commercial grade rust remover? Oh, we're almost full. We're full. Alright, so it took that much of a gallon. What did I do, a pint or a quart yesterday, and then a little bit of one. I think it was a quart. So that's where we're at. We'll let that sit for at least a couple of days. Alright, I filled it up with vinegar about an hour and a half ago, and had to come out here to the garage for something. I said, let me take a look. I saw a little bit leaking down there. I checked this. There's virtually nothing on it, but where that little bit came from was here. Where that came from is when I walked past it, this was bubbling. There, can you see that? So we definitely got some stuff going on. I was hoping it would bubble again. Maybe not. But anyway, definitely got something going on. I think it just bubbled up and went across here, and it's just leaking down there. But it's definitely, there it goes. Something's definitely going on. I'm sure there's a little bit of air in there as well, but there's definitely something going on, because it's definitely rusty looking. We're taking it apart at almost assembly line speeds.
Yeah, sure work together quicker than
or at least some of the stuff's coming off at assembly line speeds anyway.
Okay, well.
It's going to have to come off on your part first, and then, because it's caught on the splash apron.
Okay, I got that off. So, best I can figure, unless there's something open somewhere else.
This? That's what you got?
That's what it's riding on. That's what it's attached.
Oh.
That's what it's attached to.
All right. Well, let's turn it clockwise. Yeah.
There we go. I got it.
All right. Charlie got an injury on his left hand.
That's okay.
No stitches this time.
No stitches.
All right. Another piece off.
Yep.
Anybody wants a tea bucket, we can build one now. This tire trips me out.
What's that?
This tire is tripping me out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I forgot.
You always want to use, I want to point this out, you always want to use the right tool for the job.
Quicker the better.
I came over to the house today to work on the Model T, but instead we jumped in the truck and we headed to North Carolina. Pick up Model T parts. Can you imagine? Charlie, you ready to head back?
I'm ready. Let's go. We'll get ourselves something to eat on the way back too.
All right, I wanted to give y'all an update. I'm sitting here enjoying a little bit of Gatorade. Got the running boards and splash aprons off. Most of the splash apron, I just kind of cut it off. They were ruined. Still got to get that wheel off, but my tool is still jammed up. So my goal for this week is to get the spare tire carrier off, the battery box, what's left of it off. I don't think I pointed this out to y'all yet. That's what was left of the battery. I wonder if I can use that for a core. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, got that stuff off. I'm having a time getting these lights off. Not having a time. I haven't been able to get anything off. Still not sure what these brackets right here are for. Definitely some homemade stuff bolted on. Started taking it off yesterday. Broke one of the bolts off. I just pulled this dust cap off. What do you call them? Dust caps? Hubcaps? Hubcaps. Had to bend it all up to get it off, and it was absolutely just full of dirt. And so anyway, I may pull that off today. I had to take a break off of that burn-up Model T that we got running and everything. I had to take the coil box off of it because I needed to use it on my touring car. My touring car wouldn't start, and it usually starts out pretty easy. So I just took the, it wouldn't run, wouldn't crank. Ended up changing the battery out, still wouldn't crank. Poured gas down on the cylinder, still wouldn't crank. Cleaned the timer out, still wouldn't crank. And I was like, maybe it's a bad coil. So I started to pull the coils out. If you know anything about these coils, they should slip in and slip out. Excuse the mess on the bench here. I said I was not going to clean anything up until I got done tearing that Model T apart there. But I need to put this back in because I have a fellow wanting to buy that engine. So this is the one out of the touring car, and no, this is the one out of the truck that was on the burn-up Model T. That's not right. The one that was on the truck that we drove across country is now in the touring car. This is getting confusing. I got too many T's. I know I didn't just say that out loud. I know I didn't. Anyway, I got to get these coils out. They won't budge, so it's almost like someone glued them in. So what I'm going to do is try to take the back off. This has been rebuilt. This is the plastic or whatever it is. It's not the wood, so we shouldn't have any swelling or anything. I tried to wedge or pry these out. You can see some marks here and stuff. They just will not come out. So hopefully we're going to be able to take it apart and see what's going on. Maybe one of the coils leaked or something. I don't know. And I hate to tear apart a box that's been rebuilt, but gotta figure out what's going on. It doesn't do any good to have it if it doesn't work, right? And when I put the box off of the burn-up tee, which was off the truck, the touring car fired right up, no problems whatsoever. You don't see this? Appreciate everyone hanging out with us so far, tearing this car apart. I know it's riveting footage. All right, that was the bride. She just gave me full, what word I'm looking for? Full power to go find an online auction and bid on something. If we win that, that's going to be another very interesting video. Man, I hope this thing comes apart. It's almost like it's glued together for real, like someone pulled a prank on me. So again, my fear is that a box has started leaking. Which if it is, it's fine. Hopefully we can salvage at least 3 of the coils anyway. Man, we got some corrosion right here. When you're going to take something apart, if you take the hardware loose first and don't skip anything, there's a lot better chance it's going to come apart the way it should and not have to get your granddaddy's hammer out to build it with. I'm going to get glasses, new glasses. I'm going to get new glasses in about 2 weeks. See? Just like it's supposed to. All right, you got to be careful because there's a wire here that comes from here down in here, so you got to be careful. Man, this thing is in there. Man, those of you who have taken a coil box apart before, have you ever seen anything like this? Probably so. Y'all have a lot more experience than this than me. Not really sure. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We got some corrosion going on right here. Did we drive through a hurricane or something? There we go. This is insane. Well, my wire just came loose. So, there we go. Definitely got some corrosion in there. Hopefully you can see it. That's definitely been wet. So, not sure what's going on. Am I overlooking anything? Some corrosion. I don't know what would cause this, just moisture? It almost feels damp still, but maybe not. These boxes, yeah, they almost feel damp. They've been sitting up here on the shelf for over a week. A week tomorrow. Man. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't hitting there either. Those are pretty worn down. I think it's still okay. I don't know. I don't know. So when I posted on the Model T page, they suggested sanding these down some when we put this back together. But I think what I'll do is take this and go ahead and sand it and repaint it. Obviously we'll have to replace that little bit of wire and try to get that corrosion out. So it's a Sunday morning. I really have no idea where I'm at on this video, so appreciate y'all hanging with me. But I felt froggy and came out here and pulled this engine out. I was supposed to do it several weeks ago. A guy's coming from Florida to pick it up. And I was real careful, if you notice, to put it on cardboard, you know, just in case anything was still leaking. And I didn't want the wife to get mad at me about anything leaking on the concrete, you know, just in case we happen to miss the oil drain pan or anything. All right, so the teardown of the 1924 Field Fine burn-up Model T is complete. It's quite the experience to tear this thing down. Pretty much every nut and bolt except a few brackets that are left on the frame, and those will come off in the next few weeks or days or whatever. We do have plans for that frame. The engine and transmission are supposed to be going to Florida to a guy that has a Model T TT truck, I think it is, and with a cracked block, so hopefully he is coming to get that. And we do have plans for a few of the parts to go on a speedster build, and I think you'll enjoy the projects that we have coming up real soon. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Probably one of the more boring videos on YouTube, but we really do appreciate the support. And don't forget, if we don't see you around here, we'll see you around. You hear?